have these foreign alliances controlling 90% of the container market to the Pacific states. Aren't you concerned about the potential for antitrust collusion here? Yes or no? Maybe?
We need to understand.
No, I understand the limitations of your authority, but you could have disapproved and had legal action. So the question is, you let it go through. What are you going to do to mitigate it? You've told some of our operators, this is another question, that the tug people shouldn't worry about their inordinate influence because you are going to review any jointly negotiated contract between the Alliance and U.S. tugboat operators. The FMC, I'm not aware, has the authority to do that. Do you have the authority to do that?
Can I answer the first question first and then second question?
Yeah, if you've got to be brief, so yeah.
One needs to understand the nature of these alliances. They are purely operational. They do not have any price-setting agreement or discussion in any shape, form, or fashion.
The Box Club, who are all just subpoenaed, what were they doing?
Well, Congressman, with all due respect, you must know more about what the Department of Justice is doing than I do, because I have no idea what Department of Justice.
Well, they have these famously, I mean, there is no one in the industry who thinks these people aren't getting together in the room and colluding over pricing and who's going to control what harbors, what marine facilities, what they're going to do. I mean, it's Pollyannish to think, oh, these alliances are just to help make the industry more efficient. 20 years ago, that might have been true. It's not true today, and they are foreign controlled.
If I could just go through a few numbers very quickly for you without going into weeds, and not to be argumentative, Congressman. And you and I have met earlier, and I'm more than happy to come back to your office and spend as much time with you and staff as may be necessary. But as we go down, there are 5,000 container vessels in the world. There are 2,600 vessels that operate or owned by the companies in the alliances. The alliance activity itself is only 887 vessels, meaning all the rest of the vessels are not in alliance activities. There are only 578 vessels for all of the alliances together in the U.S. trades. That means that you have over 2,000 vessels. Now, one of the core antitrust principles is the market contestable, and is there entry that can come in case prices go up and become too competitive or too remunerative? Are vessels going to come in and discipline that price? There are, again, 578 alliance vessels serving U.S. trades, and there are 2,000 vessels to discipline the U.S. Worldwide, there are 4,000 vessels available to come in and discipline the trades.
Can I just for a moment, if you want to keep talking, but can we focus on where these vessels are serving? I believe a large number of the alliances happen to be serving China, the alliance vessels, and Japan. Doesn't that create some questions? I mean, well, the Chinese also have, they're going to control who can come in and come out. So we now have a Chinese-controlled alliance, and they're going to want to favor that for, as they do famously. And so, I mean, there's this, all these other people could come in, except, well, the Chinese probably aren't going to load their ships or let them into their harbors. I just think that this is really going too far. I mean, at what point will we think we're too concentrated? When we get to 2 or 1 alliances?
Well, sir,
that controls everything. So anyway, Mr. Curry, I realize you've got to go. We can perhaps have another meeting to discuss this, but I really think that we need to revisit the Act. We need to revisit the assumptions that we're creating efficiency and market forces here in these modern times, where we know that state-owned enterprises and governments that are acting in a mercantilist way are not really interested in competition, and they're interested in driving down their costs and dominating our markets and putting our people at a disadvantage. That's my opinion. You may have a totally different one. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
If I could, just one last